Happy Monday, television family. We're back at it again. Another exciting week of local television entertainment, local television information, and just plain local TV. It is Monday, 13th day of January 2025. I am Dan Kuntz, your host. It is clear skies, 27 degrees here in the big city. Beautiful weekend, 46 degrees. This is what we got up to on Saturday. Nice, 40 degrees. Yesterday on Sunday, you can pretty much forget about that. Very quiet, lots of sunshine, very dry air, temperatures about normal. Big ridge of high pressure set up over the weekend, and when it set up over the weekend, there was some fairly mild air in the Wenatchee Valley. That's why we got up to 46 degrees. It was trapped. A little bit cooler yesterday, a little bit cooler today. Bountiful sunshine for everybody, a little patchy morning fog each day through the forecast period. But basically, we're going to have nothing but sunshine and moderate temperatures for this time of the year. It's going to be kind of nice. It's just very quiet, very benign. The only big difference as the week progresses and the high pressure ridge, and this is a sizable one, it's going to start allowing some cold air from British Columbia to seep down to our neck of the woods, and we're going to start seeing the temperatures drop as the week progresses. But again, bountiful sunshine. Days are getting a little longer as well. 8 hours and 51 minutes of daylight today. It's almost 2 minutes longer than it was yesterday. Forecast details, including 3 pretty fascinating slides I think you're going to find informative coming up with the weather forecast. We got the news. Sports, Kraken. They won Saturday. They didn't even bother to show up in Detroit yesterday. They got their clocks cleaned. We'll have reaction from that. Not a good weekend for the Wenatchee Wild. Victoria got the better of them on Friday night, and on Saturday night, the Spokane Chiefs scored a couple of touchdowns. The problem is it was a hockey game. We'll have highlights of that. All the weekend sports activities are coming up as well. And speaking of sports, our good friend Carol Andre will be joining me in the back half of the program. She is the recreation supervisor for the city of Wenatchee. And you think, okay, what does she have to do this time of the year, right? It's January. It's the dog days of winter, if you will. She's got a lot on her plate. First of all, the Bundle Up Fest is this weekend at the Pybus Public Market. We'll talk about that. Then the Polar Bear Plunge as you jump into the Columbia River to benefit the Special Olympic Winter Games. And then we need to talk about the Special Olympic Winter Games, which is not too far off. A great conversation with my friend Carol in the back half of the program. All right, we have 3 slides to show for you. Normally we show you this on Tuesday, but we figured why not? We'll just show it to you today because they did this yesterday. The Climate Prediction Center. This is our 6 to 10 day outlook for next week. This is January 18th through the 22nd. This is going to be a long period of sunny, dry, and cold weather. Look how cold it's going to get in the middle part of the country next week. This is that cold Arctic air I was telling you about. It's just going to skim by us. It's certainly going to give us below normal temperatures, but the middle of the country is just going to be really, really cold next week. And they're going to get some snow as well as far as precipitation, as you can see on the right-hand side of your screen. Below normal, not much at all. So we're in for a long period of dry, sunny, cold, and dry weather. Could possibly even last for the rest of the month, and it's only January 13th. As far as precipitation, the forecast, and the overnight lows, take a look at where you live. Here's this slide. By the way, Wenatchee will be at the very bottom of your slide as we bring it up. There you go. Wenatchee's down there, second to last one. So your probability of getting kind of precipitation, nothing. It's just 0. It's just nothing across the board. Everybody is going to be high and dry. Slight chance of some light snow right along the east slopes of the Cascades and the upper elevations coming up for the weekend. We are not going to see any precipitation at all in the Wenatchee Valley. We're going to be protected. And then on the right-hand side of your screen is the minimum temperature forecast, your overnight lows for the rest of the week. And as you can see, not bad, although it's going to cool down just a little bit for the overnight lows. So basically, that's what we're looking at for the rest of the week and really into next weekend. But check out this little trip down memory lane. This was 1 year ago today, January 13th, 2024. You remember this cold snap? Look at that. Mazama got down to minus 28. That's below 0. In the Wenatchee Valley, we went 5 consecutive days starting on January 13th of last year. If you remember this, how bitterly cold it got. 5 consecutive days of record overnight lows. We got down to minus 7, and then 10 degrees below 0, 4 degrees below 0, 2 degrees below 0, and then just a degree 5 days in a row. But the record low temperatures at this time last year, so be glad it isn't this time last year, because if you don't like the cold weather last year at this time, you were downright miserable. From the National Weather Service, again, high pressure is going to be running the show for quite some time, and that means bountiful sunshine, not as warm over the weekend after that 40-degree day yesterday, 37 for the afternoon high. Each of the overnight lows are going to be just about normal. The only difference is you'll see a little bit of patchy fog form each overnight, and then it burns off, so we'll get down to 29 for the overnight low tonight. Early morning fog burns off Tuesday about 8:30 or 9 in the morning. It'll be gone, and then sunshine after that, and a high of 37. Patchy fog reforms Tuesday night. It burns off Wednesday. Lots of sunshine, high of 37. Patchy fog reforms Wednesday night. Burns off Thursday. A little bit warmer, high of 43, 39. Lots of sunshine on Friday, and starting Friday, we won't be dealing with the overnight clouds and fog that burns off, which is why the temperatures, as you can see, are going to get a little bit cooler. Clear skies, no fog, no clouds, no blanket. All in all, just, you know, if you like sunshine, I'm one of those. No problems at all there. No snow at all in the forecast, except maybe a little bit up in the mountains. All right. We're going to take a 2-minute break and come back with your Monday morning news. You're watching Wake Up Wenatchee Valley on the NCWLIFE channel.
Between juggling groceries, preparing meals, and lending a helping hand, you're a hero without a cape. But who's there to support you? Aging and Adult Care honors caregivers like you, the relatives, friends, and neighbors, helping loved ones remain safely at home. Aging and Adult Care offers chore services, respite, personal care, and more. Serving Chelan, Douglas, Grant, Lincoln, Adams, and Okanagan counties, call Aging and Adult Care at 1-800-572-4459 for caregiver support.
Blue Lagoon Pool and Spa, located on South Wenatchee Ave, has the largest selection of spas and swim spas in town. Stay cool this summer in an artesian swim spa and use it all year long. We enjoy helping families reconnect one spa at a time. Hot tubs are proven to improve sleep and decrease arthritis pain. Our passion is water, so please bring us a water sample, and we will help you diagnose your pool or spa water for free. Blue Lagoon Pool and Spa, your pool and spa experts. Coming home should never be a chore. Let Merry Maids of Wenatchee customize all your cleaning needs. Weekly, bi-weekly, special occasion. Do you have a vacation home that needs cleaning? We clean them too. Locally owned and operated, let Merry Maids do the cleaning while you focus on your family and friends. Merry Maids has special offers to fit your budget. Request your free cleaning estimate today. 509-663-1710.
Have you ever played that game, What Would You Rather, where you give 2 options to see what your friend would choose? Well, let's try it. What would you rather? Would you rather have a telemarketer from a foreign call center named David, or a local North Central Washington agent who has been helping folks for over 20 years on Medicare and has 5 offices to serve you, Monday through Friday, 9 to 5. So, what would you rather? Now give us a call at Springwater Insurance. Our phone number, 509-888-2600.
Good looking sunrise over Ephrata. We're at 25 degrees. We just dropped a couple of degrees. We're going to be warming up mid-upper 30s, bountiful sunshine, the pattern right through the rest of the week. Early morning, low clouds and fog burns off about mid-morning. Lots of sunshine, a slight cooling trend as the week progresses. It's 9 minutes after the hour. A criminal conviction is still up in the air, but a Wenatchee woman has been judged liable for a roughly $1.1 million theft from a local asbestos removal company. Owners of A Central LLC won a summary judgment last month in a lawsuit against the company's former bookkeeper, 65-year-old Laura Lou Phillips, accusing her of embezzling from the company from 2013 through 2021. Chelan County Judge Kristen Ferreira finalized that order for summary judgment last Thursday in Superior Court. Phillips still faces criminal trial in February on charges of first-degree theft, identity theft, and 8 counts of forgery. Meanwhile, the $1.1 million judgment against Phillips is subject to an annual interest rate of 12%. Well, it took 39 hours and about $250,000, but that big sewer break on the north end of town in Old Station, of course, is a done deal. The break started with a sinkhole that was reported 1 week ago today out on Old Station Road. It escalated last Tuesday when the sewer main responsible for the leak collapsed entirely, and that, of course, forced customers in the area to minimize their water use. The sewer repair was completed on Thursday. Public Works Director Tom Wacholder told the City Council that night that the quick fix took a lot of effort and a lot of cooperation.
Initially, this came in as a sinkhole report late Monday afternoon. The crew investigated the next day and speculated that it was a force main that was leaking that caused it. So they did just a shutdown to rule out the cause of which, and then when they did that controlled shutdown, the pipe really ruptured, and so Mayor Poirier declared an emergency on Tuesday at 10:30 in the morning and gave us authorization to pursue an emergency contract with Hearst Construction, and they were able to mobilize and start digging 5 o'clock on Tuesday evening, and approximately 39 hours later we were able to patch up the repair. One thing to note, this force main is 20 feet deep, so the excavation was quite extensive and required very complex shoring systems, and so it took some time. So, and our crew also worked 36 hours nonstop. We had split crews, and so what had to happen was we had to shuttle wastewater out of the lift station to our gravity system to avoid overflow, which ultimately would have discharged into the Columbia River and caused property damage. There's a lot of commercial development there, in particular Stamilt. They are packing quite heavily right now, so normally they would have high sewer discharges, but they were willing to adjust their production to reduce sewer discharges while the crews repaired the sewer line, which was instrumental in making this happen. So, long story short, it was kind of hectic for 36 hours, but the repair has been complete on the sewer force main. However, the roadway restoration is still pending.
The holiday fundraising program run by the Community Foundation of North Central Washington keeps breaking records. Last year, no exception. The Give NCW campaign runs each Thanksgiving through the new year. The foundation announced on Friday it raised more than $900,000 during the campaign. That's a 31% increase over 2023. The campaign supports 85 nonprofit organizations across 3 counties, and donors can designate which charity receives their contributions. The Women's Resource Center was the largest single recipient of the campaign. The foundation says donors showered the Housing and Social Services Agency with more than $31,000 in donations. The Wenatchee Valley Humane Society, right behind, at over $29,000 worth of donations. Canine Asa, the Chelan County Sheriff's Office patrol dog since 2017, was the subject of a recent celebration as Asa retires. In her 7 years on the job, Asa responded to more than 80 incidents that included tracking criminals, conducting building and area searches, and she was even a member of the SWAT team. Alongside her handler, Deputy Brad Norton, her efforts led to 25 arrests. During her time at the Sheriff's Office, Asa made full recoveries from 2 knee surgeries and still went back to work. She's now going to retire with Deputy Norton and his family. The Wenatchee First United Methodist Church recently penned an open letter of apology to the LGBTQ+ community. In May, the 2024 General Conference of the United Methodist Church updated its policies, which included removing barriers for same-sex marriage and LGBTQ clergy. In the letter, which was also published in the Wenatchee World, the Wenatchee Church said these changes have been long upheld by both it and their Western jurisdictions. The church said it celebrates the progress, but said it must also, and I'm quoting now, lament the harm caused by decades of exclusionary practices and policies, end quote. The church apologized for previous actions or inactions and pledged to advocate for inclusion. Lee Kalsitz was recently named the research director for Washington State University's Tree Fruit Research and Extension Center in Wenatchee. The center is in the midst of a 4-year, $6.7 million study of how extreme temperatures brought on by climate change might affect the world's apple and pear crops. Kalsitz is one of the authors of the first scientific paper on that study. He says orchardists should prepare to go ahead and to get ahead of the trend. The trend is longer, hotter summers.
We just finished a study that's part of some of the work that we're just starting now with our large federal project, where we're looking at the impact of climate and extreme temperatures on apple production. So that paper looked at several different points during the growing season, whether it's winter, spring, summer, or fall, looked at critical points in the year that have an impact on fruit quality and fruit yields, and determined whether in the last 40 years those risks have been increasing for fruit losses or decreasing. And we did that nationally. We mapped that across the whole United States and just showed that the risks are increasing to growers in these key apple growing regions.
Have specific findings that are very relevant to a central Washington orchardist, for instance?
Yeah, I guess the most relevant example is that the probability of having an extreme heat event like we had in 2021 has increased over the last 4 decades and is forecasted to increase more into the near future. So that just growers in Washington are used to dealing with extreme heat temperatures. We have lots of mitigation practices, evaporative cooling or netting or different practices that they use to reduce sunburn, but the frequency of that happening as it increases changes whether those are effective or not. We just need to be mindful and be able to predict those risks a little bit better. There's a side of it where we're trying to understand the whys and hows a tree works or interacts with the environment, and then work with growers to develop ways to optimize that to make sure they're growing the most amount of fruit that is of the highest quality.
The City of Wenatchee is bringing back its Community Art Support Grant Program. The Arts, Recreation, and Parks Commission offers funding to community art organizations up to $1,000 a year, and applications are now available by going to the city's website. Eligible project examples include purchases of art materials or artist services for art programs or events, promotion expenses of art events, and support for public events like concerts and performances. I sat down with my good friend Dave Erickson, who is the city's Parks, Recreation, and Cultural Services Director, to talk about why the program is up and running again.
We had to suspend the program in 2019, up until 2019, because we ran out of money in the program. So we've waited for that fund to get healthy again, and now it's good, so we can offer the program up again to the community. So applications are available right now on our website, so that's wenatcheewa.gov. You can go there, fill out the application, submit it, and we will be evaluating and reviewing all those applications in February. The deadline is January 27th, though, so it's just right around the corner.
One organization is going to get one grant for $1,000, or do you split up that $1,000 in little bits, or how does that work?
Yeah, it kind of depends on who applies, and so we've done it both ways. In years past, we've done a couple of $500 grants before, or a full $1,000. It just really depends on the applications that we get in.
Give us an example of who's eligible, and from you'll be working with your commission, your specific subcommittee that handles some of your affairs. What are you guys looking for when you're looking at these grants? Who's eligible, and how do they know they have a better chance than others if they do it right?
Yeah, it's really individuals, artists, groups are eligible. We've had teachers apply before, we've had Beauty of Bronze apply before, so it's folks that are really the best ones seems to be the projects and programs that they're trying to get something off the ground. So, we need just this little bit of help to get us going, to get us over the top so we can run this program for kids or whoever.
And that is the news on this Monday. If you're interested in what's going on around here, we have a team that does exactly that. Jefferson and Jordan and Jenny and Grant, I don't know, they show up, they do their job, they do it better than I do mine. And then they put the news together for you at 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock, and 10 o'clock tonight on TV. 5, 6, and 10, the NCWLIFE Evening News. If that doesn't fit into your program, or you don't have cable or whatever, you can watch the news whenever you want to, right around 5 o'clock. Every Monday through Friday, our news will be up and running on our YouTube page, on our Facebook page, on our homepage, NCWLIFE.com. It's right there, plus their archives. You can look at news from last year if you want. Of course, that wouldn't be news, that would be olds, I suppose. And if something out there warrants our attention, please get a hold of us. Send us an email, news@ncwlife.com. An adult portion of sports is next. You're watching Wake Up in Wenatchee Valley on the NCWLIFE channel. The family at the Epladolin want to help your loved one feel at ease in their new home environment. Epladolin offers beautiful one-bedroom and studio apartments. Residents enjoy 3 delicious home-style meals a day, laundry service, housekeeping service, and encouragement to make themselves cozy in their new home. Epladolin welcomes your family to come and visit their family. Epladolin, independent and assisted living. They make the complicated easy for you. Call today for a tour.
Craving fresh Asian comfort food? Steam Panda is Wenatchee's popular, family-friendly Asian restaurant. They focus on providing guests with delicious, healthy, fresh, and natural dishes for an affordable price. Warm up with one of their many popular house-made soup dumplings, ramen noodles, or pho dishes, and make sure to ask about their lunch and chef specials on sushi rolls. Steam Panda's Hawaiian poke bowl and salads are excellent with your favorite boba tea. Stop by or order online at Steam Panda today.
Caught in a conflict? Family, workplace, neighbor, business, housing disputes? Wenatchee Valley Dispute Resolution Center provides mediation services, a cost-effective and efficient way to provide a written resolution to disputes and issues. Plus, we offer mediation training and community education on conflict resolution and communication skills. Contact us to learn more.
Global Car Care has the best customer service in the Valley. From the moment you walk in the door, their goal is to help you stay on the road, so you can keep doing what's important to you. Global Car Care certified ASE mechanics stand behind your automotive repairs.
Sports at 22 minutes after the hour. We'll start with Kraken hockey on Saturday. Capo scored twice in the third period. Joey DeCord made 33 saves. The Seattle Kraken overcoming an early 2-goal deficit to beat the Buffalo Sabres. Again, this was on Saturday. The final there was 6-2. The Kraken scored 6 straight goals to pull away. But yesterday was another story altogether. The Red Wings scored early, and then they scored often. Detroit scored, and then they scored again, and then they scored again. The Red Wings opened up a 4-0 lead 7 minutes and 53 seconds into the first period. The Kraken never challenged. They lost 6-2. Head coach Dan Bilsma and defenseman Adam Larson said yesterday the Kraken were not ready to play hockey.
You know, it was a back-to-back game. We knew it was going to be one where we had to pay close attention to the details and close attention to you know, our habits in the game, and it just wasn't there. So we talked about it. You know, we talked about it in between periods. We talked about it going forward in the game, and it wasn't good enough. It wasn't a good enough start from our team. It wasn't good enough paying attention to the details and habits of our game, and you know, that's on us.
We didn't look ready. We weren't ready. Made some not smart decisions out there, and then we got too far behind in the game. And yeah, I mean, starts like that, it's going to be a tough time winning games.
Are there ways you can pull yourself out of that, or do you just have to try and grind through and find goals where you can?
Yeah, I mean, I hope we believe until the end, but I mean, it's just a bad start. Yeah, it was frustrating for sure.
Seattle plays Pittsburgh tomorrow. Then their 5-game road trip ends Thursday in Winnipeg. All right, the NFL playoffs, we are almost set. Still one more game to go. On Saturday, Houston dispatched the Chargers 32-12. That was kind of an upset. Baltimore took care of Pittsburgh 28-14 on Saturday. Yesterday, Denver scored the first touchdown of the game. That was about it for the Broncos. It was all Buffalo after that, 31-7 the final there. Philadelphia took care of business over Green Bay 22-10. And the Commanders win their first playoff game since 2006 with a field goal on the last play of the game to upset the Buccaneers 23-20. One more game tonight. It is Minnesota. They're taking on the Rams. That game is in Glendale, Arizona. They had to move it because of the wildfires in Los Angeles. 5 o'clock kickoff, both on ESPN and ABC. And the national championship game is set. It is 1 week from tonight. Last Thursday night, Notre Dame beat Penn State, of course, in the Orange Bowl on the last-second field goal, 27-24. Ohio State took care of business on Friday night over Texas and Dallas. The final there was 28-14. So we're good to go 1 week from tonight in Atlanta. The Buckeyes and the Fighting Irish for the national championship, 4:30 kickoff on ESPN. All right, women's college basketball. From over the weekend on Saturday, Gonzaga got by Washington State 69-61. Eastern Washington rolled over Sacramento State by 9. And Haley Van Lith just keeps rolling right along. She poured in 22 points for her Horned Frogs as they beat Texas Tech 69-43. And then yesterday, the number 20th ranked Michigan State Lady Spartans took care of the Lady Huskies 80-68. Men's college basketball over the weekend. Eastern Washington completes the sweep of Sacramento State. They won by almost 20 points there. Number 18 Gonzaga at one point led by 20 in the second half. They ended up winning by 13. They beat the Cougars 88-75 in Spokane. Yesterday, the Michigan Wolverines took care of the Washington Huskies 91-75. Well, the Wenatchee Wild and the Victoria Royals met for the final time in the regular season on Friday. They may meet in the playoffs. And the visitors won 5-2. Former Wenatchee forward Kenta Isogai picked up a couple of assists in his first game back in the building.
Looks to drop it off. Dropped it with Trembecki ahead for Isogai. One on the goalie. Backhand. And a save made by Brendan G. Left wing circle, skip pass over for Seitz. Seitz brings it through, one-timer, Rios, he scores! 6 seconds left on the Dick's Heating and Air Conditioning power play! Looking to clear this one out off the draw. To the left point for Veerhoff. Slings one toward the net, save made, scrambled through, they score, and this game is tied. 19 seconds left. Trying to jam it out is Saab, out to the right point. Wilson sends one on, redirected, they score. A shot from Wilson, and it looked like Cole Reshney, who's taken high fives from everybody, got a redirect on it. He did. Back out, got a tip. Spencer trying to corral this one. They go 2-on-3. Wild bring it in. Spencer tugged off the chance. Push to the end boards. We'll get another. This one's in the net after all. It's in. They score. We're tied. How did it get in? It's Dawson Seitz with Miskey. Kipke with a chance. Deflected in front. Reaching out. Sprawling. It's in the net. They push it home and score. It's a 3-2 game. Victoria from Lazowski. Wild bring it over the line. McMillan's on time. Wrist shot batted down. And a save made. Who's got the rebound? Lopin in high slot gets there first. Long stretch. He scores. On the end boards, Veerhoff. Down to 45 seconds to play in the third period. Up the right wing to Lazowski, and he scores from the top of the face-off circle to make it 5-2.
That was on Friday. On Saturday, the Spokane Chiefs scored 5 goals on power plays. Their front line combined for 7 goals, a 12-2 rout of the Wild. The Chiefs went 5 for 6 on the power play.
Sauced across for Catton. Sent it back door. One-timer from the circle, and Crystal hammers it home and scores. 1-1. Dick's Heating and Air Conditioning power play is over as Weinstein races off to the bench. McMillan, his shot, pinballs away. Stepping onto the ice is Crystal. Rink wide toss. Goes to Catton. In front, one-timer. They score. It's Shea Van Olm. Backdoor bang in. Chiefs lead. Oremba brings it ahead. Mannix stays with him. Sharp angle, and he goes glove side and beats Brendan G to make it 3-0. In over the line. Seitz right point to the hash marks for Rios. Doesn't have a shot. Back for Seitz, and again for Rios, looking for a shot again. Sent back door, wrist shot, they score! Miles Cooper! Crystal fading into a shot, sends it back door, looking for a tap in, they get it. And the Chiefs score. Van Olm was right at the goal line, and he snuck behind Brendan G. And Seitz trying to get in on the back shoulder and work his man into the boards. As Cohen Harris plays it back to the left point, sent on by Mays, and they score. To corral, and a couple of those rebounds have been especially long ones as well. Those are tough to make something happen on. To be fair, Catton in front, slips it through, he scores. A shake to the right and a wrist shot from the left of the season. Sherbina over the blue line. Preston almost lifted the puck away from him. Sherbina, top corner, he scores! Crystal, top of the zone. Sends it through the circle, back for Crystal, he scores. Back out high, wrist shot for Harrington. Doesn't go, blocked in front. They pitch it home with Aremba and score, and it's 8-2. Time of the goal, 18-13 was Aremba. Rolls it out for Preston. Back for Crampton, one-timer. It trickles through, they score, and it looked like either Redmond or it might have been Aremba over on the other side. Swings it across. Caught at the blue line. Crystal looking for a shot. Back door. They score with Van Olm at the end of the power play. And Spokane has reached 10. Through the skates, found some help with Berkeley. Catton thrown into the hash mark boards with Friesen. And the Wild able to sling it out to center. Mays works it for Crampton. Sneaking pass goes to Crystal. Looks for a shot. Glove side. He scores. Low along the ice. Closed on Brendan G. for tonight. 7 for 10 at the moment for Alex Garrett. Chance from the right wing is stopped up. Sarkinov punches in the second chance and he scores.
The Wild have a stretch of 7 games in 8 games at home. That continues Friday as the diaper toss. The opening puck drops between the Wild and the Lethbridge Hurricanes at 7 o'clock on Friday night. All right, finally we wrap it up with high school basketball, girls basketball. Over the weekend, Eastmont took care of Moses Lake. It was Eisenhower over Wenatchee. Toppenish beat Afraid. Look at the Kashmir Wall-Luke score in girls basketball, 68-7. These things happen. Chelan beat their rivals from Manson 70-24, and you see the rest of the winners on Friday night in girls basketball. Boys basketball on Friday night, the Eastmont Wildcats took Moses Lake to overtime. In fact, a couple of overtimes. But the Mavericks pulled out the victory 82-77. It was Eisenhower over Wenatchee. Toppenish beat Ephrata. Kashmir completes the sweep of Wall-Luke on Friday night. It was Tenasket over Omak. Chelan over Manson. Okanagan defeated Colville. Lake Roosevelt over Bridgeport. Liberty Bell, Thorpe, Moses Lake Christian, Waterville, Mansfield, and Soap Lake, all winners on Friday night. And now Saturday night. In girls basketball, Davis showed why they're probably the best girls basketball team in the state, at least in 4A. They easily dispatched the Eastmont Wildcats. West Valley crushed Moses Lake. Prosser over Ephrata. Kashmir over Chelan. Kettle Falls beat Omak. Brewster, Waterville, Mansfield, and Oroville all came out victorious in girls basketball on Saturday. And boys basketball on Saturday. Again, the Davis boys are really good. They took an early lead over Eastmont and never really looked back. It was the Pirates over the Wildcats 79-49. West Valley over Moses Lake. Prosser got by Quincy in a big score. Chelan got by Kashmir by a single itty-bitty point. Omak took care of Kettle Falls. It was Okanagan over Waterville Mansfield 94-25. And Lakeside at 9 Mile Falls took care of the Brewster boys. And those are just some of the games that people are playing. That was a lot of sports. Got to take a breather. The Obscura holiday, there are 11 of them. It's Constitution Day in Mongolia. Congratulations there. In Cabo Verde, it's Democracy Day. In Togo, it's Liberation Day for all of you folks in Togo. It's Make Your Dreams Come True Day. It is Korean American Day. It's National Sticker Day. It's National Peach Melba Day. It's National Clean Off Your Desk Day. It's Gluten-Free Day. It's Public Radio Broadcasting Day. We're not doing any of these things. No. Today is National Rubber Ducky Day. Rubber ducky, you're the one. You make bath time lots of fun. Rubber ducky, I'm off. I can't sing anymore. I also have to pay royalties to the Children's Television Network. January 13th, 1969, the Sesame Street episode aired when Ernie takes a bath with his rubber ducky. In 1992, 3 containers fell off a cargo ship and dumped 29,000 rubber duckies into the Pacific Ocean. The largest rubber ducky collection, Charlotte Lee. She has over 5,630 rubber duckies and apparently doesn't have a life, I'm not sure. Of course, they still do that. They haven't done one locally that I know of in a while, but they would do the rubber ducky races. You know, you pick a number. Each rubber duck has an individual number on it. You pick a number, they dump them all in the Columbia River, they challenge them all down, and the first rubber ducky to cross the finish line, you win money and the charity wins the money. I haven't done one of those in a long time. Rubber ducky, joy of joys. Anyway, happy National Rubber Ducky Day today. 35 minutes after the hour. Today in history, Johnny Cash's career was not going particularly well in early 1968. His record sales had dried out. Columbia Records was actually considering dropping Johnny Cash from their roster, and then his career was revitalized when Johnny Cash performs in front of 2,000 inmates at Folsom State Prison. In California, they were smart enough to record it. The album became an all-time classic regardless of genre, and Johnny Cash's career was reborn. January 13th, 1968, the famous Folsom State Prison concert. January 13th, 1969, 1 year later, for the first time since he left Sun Records for RCA, Elvis Presley actually records in his hometown of Memphis. He would record in RCA studios in New York or Nashville or in LA during his movie years, but one of his entourage says, why don't we record right at American Recording Studios right here in Memphis? The guys are good, the band is good, the producer knows what they're doing. They crank out hits. Elvis said, sure, why not? And out of these sessions, which began January 13th, 1969, came Kentucky Rain, Suspicious Minds, In the Ghetto, Stranger in My Own Hometown, Long Black Limousine, the great albums that emerged. Elvis goes back to work in Memphis 56 years ago today, and I'm glad they did. Super Bowls. Super Bowl VIII. The Miami Dolphins defeat the Minnesota Vikings 24-7. Super Bowl VIII, Rice Stadium in Houston. This was the first Super Bowl to be played in a stadium that was not the home of an NFL team. This was the last game in NFL history with the goalposts at the front end of the end zone. This is the only Super Bowl played with a striped football, and this was the first Super Bowl to be played on AstroTurf. Miami makes it back-to-back Super Bowl champions, beating Minnesota on this date 51 years ago today. And 43 years ago today, shortly after takeoff, Air Florida Flight 90, a Boeing 737 on its way to Miami, crashes into the 14th Street Bridge in Washington, D.C. and falls into the Potomac River. The footage here as we roll is amazing stuff. There were a number of news crews already at the airport to cover the inclement weather that had just enveloped the Washington, D.C. area. And so they were there, right there with their cameras. I think we have footage. The aircraft was carrying 74 passengers and 5 crew members. 4 passengers and 1 crew member survived, a flight attendant. They were rescued from the crash and survived. The hero was Arland D. Williams, Jr., a passenger on the plane who survived the crash. And then as they kept lowering the rescue rope down from helicopters to the people in the Potomac River, he kept handing his rope off to somebody else as they cleared the way, and eventually they tried to get Arland D. Williams out, but Arland D. Williams would eventually drown. The bridge is now known as the Arland D. Williams Jr. Bridge. 18 passengers survived the crash but died before they could be rescued, and 4 motorists, by the way, on the bridge also lost their lives. That was on this date 43 years ago today. Birthdays. Who has the most Emmys of any actor, male or female, ever? She has 11 Emmy Awards. Julia Louis-Dreyfus is 64 years old today. Saturday Night Live, and then of course Seinfeld, and The New Adventures of Old Christine, and then Hilarious and Veep. 11 Emmy Awards for Julia Louis-Dreyfus, most of any actor, male or female. And happy 38th birthday to Sven Wetzel. He is a rugby player on the German national rugby team. I don't know who he is, but it's just fun to say Sven Wetzel. So there you go. For Heat and Air, call Alpine Air. For Heat and Air, call Alpine Air. They have rolled out their Cash for Clunkers program. If your HVAC system just isn't doing it like it's supposed to be doing it, maybe it's, I mean, they don't last forever, but if they're well built and installed correctly, they'll last a long, long time. Get a hold of Alpine Air. Ask about the Cash for Clunkers program. Might be pretty cool. Going to take a break. When we come back, Mike McKnight's got an opinion. Then we visited with my friend Carol Andre, who is the recreation supervisor for the city of Wenatchee. Polar Bear Plunge Winter Special Olympics, and this weekend at the Pybus, the Bundle Up Fest. Carol joins me when we come back. You're watching Wake Up Wenatchee Valley on the NCWLIFE channel. Braden, I never even heard of the term lifestyle investor until you and I met. It's a interesting and intriguing concept, isn't it?
Well, I think most people just put their money in random places that they're, again, we said it before, they're just told like this is where they should place their money.
And they hope for the best.
And they hope for the best. They cross their fingers and they say, hopefully someday, maybe down the road in the future, if I don't die early, that maybe that money will be there and I can use it, right? And that's kind of like gone away a little bit when you look at more sophisticated financial planning and wealth strategies. A lot more now is like having clarity meetings and having clarity experiences with our clients to understand not just the rate of return that they want on their money and the risk associated with their money, but where do they feel comfortable placing their money? Do they want to have it into a bucket where they can use that money today? Do they want to invest their money in things that are going to enhance their spouse's lives, their kids' lives, maybe their grandkids' lives today, but also know that it's still going to grow. It's still going to be of value, right? It's not something that's just going to sit there and they're not going to have a money value that's going to increase, but it's something that's going to increase like memory. I call it memory dividends. How many memory dividends are you cashing in? Memories and moments and experiences. Are you creating those things? Are you buying the cabin in the right location so that you can go use it and experience it, but also down the road in 25 years sell it and still make money, right? And that's the lifestyle investor, is understanding and aligning your money with your life.
Her Royal Highness, Queen Ella Stimo!
Join NCWLIFE channel for live coverage of the Apple Blossom Festival Royalty Selection Pageant on Saturday, February 8th. Coverage is brought to you in part by our Platinum supporter, Alpine Air Heating and Cooling. Also by Harvest Valley Pest Control, Merry Maids, Together for Youth, and the Wenatchee Valley Dispute Resolution Center. Join us for live coverage of the Apple Blossom Festival Royalty Selection Pageant on your local TV station, the NCWLIFE channel.
Who's trying to stretch their budget this January? That's pretty much all of us. That's why Abby's is offering this giant pizza that can feed up to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or 6 hungry people for less than $27. Now, that's an Abby's budget stretching deal. Worried about a no-fun January? Not at Abby's. Dine on our Bacon Cheddar Special. It's delicious and loaded with toppings and real cheese. Plus, it's on sale, and the kids can play some video games. Enjoy fun January at your local Abby's.
Hey, this is Mike, Mad Dog McNaughty, and everybody is entitled to my opinion. Now, I believe, for what it's worth, that life begins at conception, and that aborting a fetus is killing it. That being said, I still consider that there are some circumstances, such as rape and incest, that are viable, ethical justifications for abortion. But my personal opinion, and yours, really doesn't matter, because even if abortion was outlawed universally, those with the means and the influence, many of those folks, let's not kid ourselves, who no doubt would tell you that they oppose abortion, these folks would still be able to obtain one. And if they can, everyone should be able to. This is Mike, Mad Dog McNaughty, and that's my opinion.
Hey there folks, Blueberry Carrie here to invite you on out to experience Blueberry Hills. Of course, the food is fabulous, like our cheese splints, our famous French dip, our legendary Eggs Benedict, and unforgettable burgers. But we're more than just great food. People come from all over the world to experience what's been called one of the best destination restaurants in the Pacific Northwest. So come on out and see what all the fuss is about. Blueberry Hills in Manson. It's where the world is coming to.
Whether you're building from the ground up or transforming your space with a custom remodel, One Way Construction is your trusted partner in creating a home that's uniquely yours. Your dream home is just a call away. Schedule your free consultation and let's build something amazing together.
When getting the job done right is job one, you need construction equipment that's built right. With durable Kubota engines, more comfort, and the versatility to do it all. you need the Kubota construction lineup. Right now, write it off the lot and write it off your taxes for 0 down, 0% APR for up to 60 months or save up to $4,000.
Welcome back to the program. It's always good to talk to Carol Andre, who, by the way, spells her name kind of funny. We won't get into that. Who's why the different spelling for your name? I've always been wanting to ask you that. I never did.
A roommate of my mom's in college spelled it that way.
Okay.
So just kind of came.
I'm just assuming hippie. I'm
But I answered to
wrong.
Carl, you know, Burrell, whatever.
On phone calls when people haven't met you but they're talking to you and did they mispronounce your name?
Totally. At Starbucks all the time. I'm
Really?
Carl. Yeah. When they say Carl, your coffee's ready, I always know it's mine.
We're going to take things chronologically with the lovely Ms. Andre. There, I'll make it easy. The Bundle Up Fest will be right here at the Pybus Public Market on Saturday, January 18th from 11 to 2. It's 3 hours. The Bundle Up Fest is what?
It is, actually, it's the Bundle Up Festival in coordination with the Youth Sports and Activities Fair. So basically, in the concourse here and the events room, you'll see representatives from all kinds of youth activities and sports, giving out information, registrations, all that kind of information. And then the Youth Circus will be going in the event center. We'll have crafts for kids. It's basically a place for families to come after the holidays and just get all this information about what to do with your kids, what there is to offer for your kids. And then the Bundle Up Festival part is kind of mostly outdoors. We've got hay wagons running, we've got a petting zoo, we've got fire pits with s'mores. So it's just kind of a place to bring your family after the holidays on a cold weekend in January and have something fun to do for your family.
Whose idea was this? And kudos to them, by the way.
Well, this idea happened back in 1990 when it was Christmas on the River down in Walla Walla Park when the city ran that. And then it turned into the Flake Festival in Centennial Park, and then it turned into the Bundle Up Festival, and that's where it is today. So it's been 34 years in the making of changing and moving and shaking and making it what the community wants and needs at that point.
So you have a lot of different organizations that are going to be here then.
Yes.
I mean, the city is an umbrella organization.
There's youth baseball, lacrosse, girls softball, dance. Yes, all kinds of organizations. So something for everybody.
The Wenatchee Valley Sports Foundation is helping coordinate this.
Yes.
Apparently Washington Trust Bank wrote a check that cleared the bank?
Yes, yes.
Good.
The Sports Foundation, this is actually a fundraiser for their youth scholarship fund.
Okay.
So the money we raise, we give back out to low-income kids that want to play baseball or want to
But they can't afford a mitt or
Correct.
they can't afford a bat, that kind of stuff.
Yes.
Because, Wenatchee youth baseball, football, a lot of these sports that are not school related, and even a lot of school related, they only have, they have equipment, but they don't have everything. Every kid should play the sport that they want to do, be it a team sport, individual sport, without having to worry about investing in the equipment.
100%. I did 3 applications today for volleyball.
Mhm.
I sent them out to our board for approval. So, yep.
Yeah,
that's the idea.
Money should never be a barrier to get kids to be active and participate in
And
sports.
registrations for some of these sports are high.
Yeah.
It used to be, you could play baseball for, $25, and now it's $85.
And that's just registration.
Just registration.
Right.
Yeah.
Then you factor in all the other.
And a lot of them have their own scholarship programs, but if we can help cover the initial registration, then they can utilize the other part for additional things. So it can piecemeal together so they can be able to play the sport.
Sounds like a fascinating time. You're going to be real busy on the 18th.
Yes.
And then shortly thereafter, just a couple of weeks later, as we get closer and closer to the Winter Special Olympic Games back here again, of course, the annual fundraiser when a bunch of people who are big and strong and not very bright throw their bodies into the Columbia River.
I've been doing it for like 20 years.
But you're smart. The polar plunge is back.
Yes, the polar plunge and all of the proceeds benefit Special Olympics in Wenatchee. So you can just go online at for Special Olympics Washington and click on the polar plunge, and you can sign up for the Wenatchee plunge. And it's a lot of fun. There's costume contests, we have hot drinks, and it's a ton of fun. Everybody lines up on the beach, and we count down, and everybody just runs into the beach area. And there's a sheriff boat out there just to make sure everybody's okay, and it's fun. It's really fun.
It is fun, and people get cold, but it's worth it.
It is worth it.
It is worth
it's quick.
Yeah.
It's a lead up to a very quick dip in the river, and then you're done. You can go get warm.
And a lot of the local, law enforcement will be taking part in it. Some local celebrities. It's a pretty cool event, isn't it?
It is cool. It's part of the law enforcement torch run campaign associated with the Special Olympics. So we have lots of police that are involved and on our planning committee too. And so it's a ton of fun.
The people of the Wenatchee Valley know that the Winter Special Olympics has pretty much found a permanent home here.
Yep.
At the Wenatchee. Other municipalities have been trying to steal it from us. They ain't gonna do it because we do such a damn good job.
Yeah.
But do the people of the Wenatchee Valley understand the economic impact of this? Because this is big.
They probably don't. It's such a really fun event that the hotels can't wait for this group to come into town because there's such a fun group to have in our valley. So there's over 1,000 athletes, another 1,400 coaches, chaperones, volunteers, families. They kind of just come into the valley for 3 days, and it's a huge economic impact. But it's also just a fun experience for everyone. Every volunteer that we've recruited or has helped out has come back every year because it's such an experience that they'll never forget, and they always want to be a part of. It's happy, it's fun, it's just a really great thing to do.
It's compact. I mean, you got Mission Ridge right there. You got the Town Toyota Center right there. You got the local gymnasiums.
We've got cross country in Leavenworth. We've got basketball and skating in town and cheerleading, which is a new sport. Mission Ridge, snowboarding and alpine skiing. And there's opportunities for everyone to do any. Families can come in and they can scorekeep at a gym. Have your family of 5 come down. If you're a skier, you can help out up there. There's just so many. You can help with the opening ceremonies at the Town Toyota Center. It's massive. We utilize close to 100 volunteers just for opening ceremonies.
How do people volunteer?
They can go to the Special Olympics Washington state site, and it's all online. And you can there's a list of all the different opportunities all over the valley and how long it is, like a couple hours, or if you want to do it all day. You just pick what you want to volunteer for and sign up. And then they communicate with you and make sure you're where you need to be.
The state charter of Special Olympics, launched by, I believe it was Eunice
Kennedy Shriver.
Back in the late 1960s.
Yep.
They have been ecstatically happy with what Wenatchee does for the Winter Special Olympics, aren't they?
Yeah, we've got a pretty good system going. Yeah. With the help of the Boeing Company, has been a major sponsor over the years. So we have an organizing committee of about 20 people on the west side and about 10 people here, and then I'm the liaison for both. And the people stay on the committee every year because just like anything, they enjoy it so much. So everybody knows their job and they just get better and better and better, and it just runs really smooth. It should be pointed out that we should probably tell you when the Winter Special Olympics are, so you can block that out in your calendar. Yes. And then go to the website and volunteer. The dates? It's Friday, February 28th, and then Saturday, March 1st, and Sunday, March 2nd. And there's just a little something for everybody. You can volunteer all weekend if you want, which we have a lot of people that volunteer all weekend, or just come for a couple hours somewhere. Or just watch it too. Spectators. Yeah, definitely. 100%. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So the Bundle Up Fest on the 18th, and then the Polar Bear Plunge. And then special. This is a busy time of year for you. It is busy. Yeah, it is. Because we also have other programs running with our local Parks and Rec programs. We have co-ed drop-in volleyball once a week, our Women's League volleyball starting in February. We have snowshoe hikes February 1st for families, our indoor playground for preschoolers, 4 days a week at City Hall. Yeah, we got a little going on. Yeah, and I see them because City Hall's right across the street from our offices. Yeah. See them put the little sandwich board out there, and then they come. Yep, little kids you can bring in your little ones 4 and under. And it's the thing that we really try and emphasize is it's really inexpensive. It's $2. It's $2 to come and play for 3 hours. We have toys galore and little bikes to ride, and we sanitize them every day. It's clean, it's fun, warm. Basically an indoor park. And people may ask, why does the city provide this? And there's a good reason, because they give a damn, and it's all about. We do. It's about giving a damn. We have parks in the summer that people can go to and play, and let's provide a place to play in the winter for little ones. It's about having a stronger community. Yes. And it's a great relief for the parents. Oh my gosh, the caregivers are just like, thank you so much. Yeah. They come in, the little ones just take off running and just have a ball. And the people who run it, the folks who run the indoor playground, they're having a good time too. Oh, they're so cute. Oh yeah, when I fill in, it's so fun. Yeah, and then they run into them, 7 years later. I remember Mrs. Johnson. Oh yeah. Yeah, that kind of deal. Anything else going on, Carol, while I have you here? Gosh, I think I hit the highlights. We're getting ready we're planning spring, so our spring break, day camp and get in the pool, running, start that in April. So we're just rolling into the next season. season prior.
Newsflash, Carol is not bored.
No, never
Yeah.
have been.
Never have been. Again, the biggest thing we want to stress right now is volunteering for the Special Olympics. It's huge. Go to the Washington State website. There's a national site, then each state has their individual website. It's pretty easy to do. You point, you click,
Yep.
you're in and out in 3 minutes, and you're good to go. You don't need a skill set, just time
Yep.
and giving a damn, and that's
Just want to
really
have a
about
good time.
it.
Yeah, good
Yep.
time and enjoy, and just
So.
see what's happening.
Carol Andre, not spelled with the traditional Carol. Again, we won't get into that. Thanks for taking some time
Absolutely.
out. And,
Anytime.
yeah, it's always good to see you.
You too.
Always. You're watching Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. We'll be right back.
A ductless unit from Carrier can keep anyone comfortable. Take Shelly, for instance. She finds me time in her new attic-turned-home gym. And with her Carrier ductless unit, the temperature is always perfect. No matter how intense her workout gets. Carrier. Total comfort, totally happy.
Turn to the experts, Carrier and Alpine Air. Heat and air, call Alpine Air.
I think that's a power line.
Nailed it. Whoa, what the? Are you gonna call 911 or should I?
Actually, we're late. I'm just gonna drive over it.
Afraid not. Down power lines are super dangerous. If you see one, you call it in.
Yeah, I just drove up to a down power line.
She gets it.
Community is more than just a place. It's the people, stories, and connections we share. At the Wenatchee World, we're your neighbors, your storytellers, and your trusted voice. From uncovering the issues that matter most to celebrating the moments that bring us together. We deliver the stories that keep the community moving forward. The Wenatchee World, your community voice, here every day.
Back up to 27 degrees. It was 27 when the show started. We dropped down to 25. We're starting to warm back up a little bit. The cold spot in our viewing area, at least in our area, is Omak. It's only 18 up in Omak, but everybody's going to be dealing with some clear skies, almost everybody, right through the week and all the way into to most of next week as well. A huge ridge of high pressure is set up. It is going to allow some colder air to seep down from Canada. So we're going to start seeing our afternoon highs and our overnight lows cool down a little bit, but there's no precipitation in the forecast. No clouds, just early morning fog that burns off 8:30 or 9, and then we get bountiful sunshine. Here is that long-term forecast we showed for you. We showed to you from the Climate Prediction Center. This is for next week. This is January 18th through the 22nd. And the pattern for next week is pretty much what we're going to have for this week. Look how cold it is going to get in the middle of our country. They are going to be dealing with some really cold air. This is the same system I was telling you about that's going to seep down from Canada and bring in a bunch of cold air. It's just going to skim by us. It's certainly going to cool us down, but Iowa, Nebraska, the Dakotas, far eastern Montana, just chilly, really, really cold. And a little bit of snow for those folks as well. As you can see on the right-hand side of your screen, no precipitation at all in our area, or very little, if at all. From the National Weather Service, again, high pressure is going to be large and in charge. That means just pretty benign weather. Lots of sunshine today. That's what we have right now. We're going to top off at about 37 degrees. In case you missed it, we hit 46. 46 was our high on Saturday. We hit 40 yesterday. Low clouds and fog reforms tonight, 29 for the overnight low. It won't take long for the clouds and the fog to burn off Tuesday morning. Back to sunshine and a high of 37. That pattern continues. Early morning Wednesday, low clouds and fog, burns off to sunshine Wednesday afternoon and a high of 37. Slightly warmer on Thursday, up to 43 degrees, and then we will have no cloud cover or early morning dense fog form, and that means the overnight lows are going to get pretty chilly, which means the afternoon highs will take a little while to get moving. So we're only going to get up to about 33 or 32 right around the freezing mark for Saturday and Sunday. So the days may be getting longer, and they are by a couple of minutes a day. We're still going to have some pretty chilly temperatures by the time we get to the weekend. That's it for us. Have a good and safe Monday. Start your Tuesday morning with us tomorrow morning, live and local at 7 o'clock. Till then, bye-bye.